this is my thoughts about Detroit Become Human. We just finished. So I think it's a pretty good story game. It's basically Telltale games put in AAA, right? And I think they did a pretty good job on that. They gave you tons of choices, which actually matters. There have been so many possibilities where you can go right and you can go wrong, and where your choice matters. So it's, you can miss stuff, and it's wanted from the game that you can also miss stuff, and that can hurt you later, as we saw. Like, we totally missed that one part where we missed one of the crucial components, and that unfortunately bite us in the ass. And there is gameplay there. If you're looking for a game which has only gameplay and just a few cutscenes, then this game is definitely not for you. It's 90% cutscenes and 10% is gameplay, of course with a lot of choices, and there are tons of QuickTime events in this game. So if you're not a fan of QuickTime events, by the way, hi, I'm not a fan of it, you will probably have your problems. The game is forgiving. Like, you can screw up some of the QuickTime events. I saw other people who had a hard time with the QuickTimes event, like a really hard time. And the game is forgiving. It doesn't mean that the game doesn't give a damn if you are doing the QuickTime events right or not, but it definitely forgives you to a certain degree. And that is okay. But it is an interactive story game. That's what the main game is. The graphics are nice, the story is compelling. As I said, you have multiple choices how it always can end. This game unfortunately still has some problems. Like, there have been a few decisions where the game, like, you only have snippets of the answer, right? You don't really see what you will answer, but you just have trust, doubt, surprise, something like that. And sometimes you think it could go into a certain direction with that answer, but it doesn't. It goes in the completely opposite, and then you are like, wait, that's not what I wanted to say. That's not the thing I wanted to go or wanted to do. I think that the QuickTimes events, where it really mattered, sometimes have been too quick. I think that's a problem. And especially at the ending, the game became very unforgiving, actually. Like, to a certain threshold in the game, you can do a lot of mistakes and the game will kind of forgive you, and then there's this one moment in the game where the time for forgiveness of the game is over, out of nowhere, and you are starting to lose tons of people. And it's not a perfect story-driven game. Like, this game has definitely issues on a gameplay level. But if you like these kind of games, you would definitely enjoy Detroit Become Human. Yeah, that's my review on Detroit Become Human.